Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to be looking at mindfulness for mental well-being,
Okay.
something that you said you wanted to learn more about.
Yeah.
And we've got some pretty good sources for this deep dive,
Mm.
articles from the NHS and the Mental Health Foundation.
Excellent.
I always thought mindfulness was all about just emptying your mind.
Oh, yeah.
But it turns out it's more about just like changing how we relate to our thoughts and feelings.
Yeah.
And even just like noticing everyday sensations can really have a big impact on your mental health.
That's true.
And the Mental Health Foundation even tells this story about someone who was initially pretty skeptical of mindfulness, finding it a little too touchy-feely,
Yeah.
but they ended up trying it anyway and found it incredibly empowering.
That's awesome.
So that really piqued my interest too.
Well, that's a perfect example of how mindfulness can surprise us.
Yeah.
Both sources actually define mindfulness as paying attention to the present moment,
Okay.
both internally and externally,
Interesting.
without judgment.
So it's not just about meditating then.
Right. Meditation is definitely one technique, but the Mental Health Foundation highlights others,
Okay.
like breathing exercises and yoga as pathways to mindfulness.
Yeah.
The NHS emphasizes reconnecting with our bodily sensations.
Mm-hmm.
Think about like savoring that first sip of coffee in the morning.
Right, yeah.
The warmth, the aroma, the taste.
Yeah.
It's about truly experiencing those sensations.
Okay, I'm starting to get it.
Yeah.
But how does simply noticing things like that actually lead to better mental well-being?
Well, let's get into the science a bit.
Okay.
The NHS points out that mindfulness can help us enjoy the world more and understand ourselves better.
Mm-hmm.
It can also equip us to manage stress and anxiety more effectively.
Right.
Did you know that the National Institute for Health and Care Excellence in NRTAC actually recommends mindfulness for treating mild depression?
Wow.
It can even boost well-being in the workplace.
It's amazing how just like simply being present can have such a ripple effect.
Yeah.
The Mental Health Foundation also talks about mindfulness, helping us cope with challenges, make the most of opportunities, and feel better about ourselves.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's not about erasing negative emotions,
Yeah.
but more about navigating them in a healthier way.
Exactly. It's about developing the ability to observe those thoughts and feelings without getting swept away by them.
Okay.
The NHS suggests a helpful technique called naming.
Okay.
Imagine you're feeling anxious about an upcoming presentation.
Okay.
Instead of letting that anxiety consume you, you simply acknowledge this is anxiety.
Right.
That simple act of naming can create a little distance and help you manage the feeling more effectively.
So we're not trying to stop thoughts or feelings from happening,
No.
but rather changing how we react to them.
Exactly.
That's a pretty big shift in perspective.
It is, and it's a skill that takes practice.
Yeah.
But even small, consistent efforts can make a difference.
Right.
The NHS recommends incorporating mindfulness into your daily routine by tuning into everyday sensations.
It could be as simple as feeling the texture of your clothes,
Yeah.
or noticing the warmth of the sun on your skin.
Right.
It's just simple things like that we can do throughout the day.
Okay. So we've talked about incorporating mindfulness into everyday life.
Yeah.
What about more structured practices?
So the Mental Health Foundation goes into detail about formal practices like mindfulness meditation,
okay.
yoga, and Tai Chi. These practices train us to focus on our breath
Right. Right.
and become more anchored in the present moment. They've even developed these bite-sized 1-minute mindfulness exercises,
Okay.
mindful walking, mindful eating, even mindful listening.
Mindful listening.
Yeah.
But isn't that what we're doing right now?
You got a point.
What makes it a dedicated practice?
It's true that we're engaging in a form of mindful listening right now.
Right.
But as a dedicated practice, it involves consciously choosing to focus your attention on the sounds around you
Okay.
without judgment or distraction.
It's about truly absorbing the nuances of each sound.
Okay, I see the distinction.
Yeah.
I like that they're offering these quick exercises for people who might feel intimidated by longer practices.
Yeah.
While individual practices can be helpful, some people might benefit from a more structured approach, right?
Absolutely.
Like therapy.
Both sources mention mindfulness-based therapies,
Okay.
such as mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, MBCT,
Okay.
and mindfulness-based stress reduction, MBSR.
Interesting.
MBCT is especially interesting because it combines mindfulness with cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT.
Wow.
And get this, it's actually recommended by NICE to prevent relapse in people with recurrent depression.
So it's not just a feel-good practice. There's clinical evidence backing it up.
Yeah.
What about MBSR?
MBSR focuses on managing prolonged stress,
Okay.
which we know can have a huge impact on both our mental and physical health.
Right.
It can be helpful for individuals without mental health conditions
Okay.
or as a supplement to other treatments for those with anxiety.
I was initially a bit skeptical, but the evidence for mindfulness's impact on things like stress response, emotional regulation is compelling.
It is.
Seems like mindfulness has a lot to offer,
Yeah,
but is it truly for everyone?
that's where things get nuanced.
Okay.
Well, research shows benefits for stress, anxiety, and depression.
Mm-hmm.
More research is needed for other conditions.
Yeah. Helps true.
It's important to remember that mindfulness isn't a cure-all.
Right.
It's a tool. And like any tool, it might not be the right fit for every situation
Right.
or every person.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's about finding what works for you
Mm-hmm.
and integrating it into your life in a way that feels good and sustainable.
Yeah.
What are some of the other key takeaways for you?
For me, one of the most important takeaways is that mindfulness isn't about achieving some blissful state of emptiness.
Yeah.
It's about cultivating a different relationship with our thoughts and feelings,
Mm,
one marked by awareness and acceptance.
that's such a crucial point.
Yeah.
It's not about erasing difficult thoughts and feelings, but rather learning to observe them without getting carried away.
Exactly.
And it's fascinating how simply noticing everyday sensations,
Yeah.
the warmth of the sun on your skin,
Right.
the texture of your food, the sound of birds chirping, can have such a profound impact on our mental well-being.
It really can.
It's like we're rewiring our brains to appreciate the little things,
Yeah.
to be more present in the moment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that our thoughts are not facts.
Okay.
They're just mental events that come and go. By developing mindful awareness, we can learn to observe them without judgment,
Yeah.
preventing them from dictating our emotions and behaviors.
That's incredibly liberating.
It is.
It reminds me of another crucial point from the sources.
Yeah.
Mindfulness isn't about achieving perfection. It's about
Right.
progress.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
It's about embracing the journey,
Right.
acknowledging there will be moments of distraction and frustration.
Of course.
The key is to approach those moments with self-compassion
Yeah.
and gently guide your attention back to the present.
So for you, dear listener, if you're intrigued by mindfulness and its potential to enhance your mental well-being,
Yeah,
where do you begin?
that's a good question.
What's a practical first step you can take today?
I would recommend starting small.
Okay.
Choose one of the 1-minute mindfulness exercises from the Mental Health Foundation.
Right.
Maybe try the breathing exercise
Yeah.
or the body scan.
Oh.
Set aside just 60 seconds in your day
Yeah.
and give it a try.
I appreciate that you're emphasizing accessibility.
Yeah.
It can feel daunting to start a new practice,
It can.
but even just a minute can make a difference.
Absolutely.
And remember, consistency is key.
Yeah,
Even dedicating a few minutes each day can have a noticeable difference over time.
exactly.
It's like building a muscle.
It is.
The more you practice, the stronger your mindfulness skills become.
Exactly. It's about making conscious choices, moment by moment. Yeah.
To cultivate a more present, aware, and fulfilling life.
Right. As we wrap up this deep dive into mindfulness, I'm left with kind of a lingering question.
Okay.
If you could choose just one-minute mindfulness practice to try today, which one would it be and why?
Oh, that's a great question to ponder.
Yeah.
It really depends on, what resonates with you personally.
Yeah.
But if I had to choose, I might suggest the mindful listening exercise.
Oh, really?
It's such a simple yet powerful way to just tune into the present moment
Right.
and appreciate the richness of our sensory experience.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
Instead of letting sounds just wash over us in the background,
Right.
we're consciously choosing to engage with them.
Yeah.
It's about opening ourselves up to the world around us without judgment or expectation.
Exactly.
And it's something we can do anywhere, anytime.
Exactly. It's a gentle reminder that mindfulness isn't something we have to seek out.
Right.
It's already here within us, waiting to be discovered. This has been such an enlightening journey into the world of mindfulness.
Yeah, it has.
I feel like we've only just scratched the surface.
Yeah,
But I hope it sparked your curiosity
I hope so.
and inspired you to explore further.
For sure.
And if you're looking for more resources and guidance, both the NHS and the Mental Health Foundation have fantastic information available online.
They do.
They offer tips, techniques,
Yeah,
and even guided meditations to support you on your mindfulness journey.
that's great.
This deep dive has really shifted my perspective on mindfulness.
Yeah, mine too.
It's not just about relaxation or meditation.
Uh,
It's a powerful tool for cultivating self-awareness,
yeah.
managing stress,
Mm-hmm.
and ultimately living a more fulfilling life.
I couldn't agree more.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into mindfulness.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.